A few videos ago, I made a video exposing the dark secrets of cocomelon, and that video actually did really good, going on to become one of my most viewed videos of all time. So today, we're expanding on that and talking about cocomelon and what are their plans. Because obviously, we talked about how they are teaching information children, but what information do they want to try to teach these children? And I'm going to get you into a big conspiracy theory about why they are doing this and what power Cocomelon could gain from what they have. Because with all those subscribers, they already have power, but that means they have influence. So, how are they going to use that influence? And what can they really be capable of now or even in the future? So, of course, Cocomelon is one of the biggest channels on YouTube. And they also have their own Netflix show. They have so much. Really, they're a media company really producing animated videos, 3D animated videos of nursery rhymes for children. Again, that may seem what it be at first, but they use certain tactics to actually vaguely teach children certain things. And a lot of times there's things that young minds can see, but adult minds can't. But what's crazy is if you actually calculate this, right now the children's range from anywhere from being a toddler to being like around 9 years old or something. So it can go from that range. But as of right now, they have influence over kids only. Like, of course, the parents like support Cocomelon, but like it's not like parents are making their own decisions based off Cocomelon. So right now, the kids they don't really have anything that they can do. But that's now. In a few more years, those kids will actually be able to vote in elections and things will change. So, this is where it gets crazy. What if Cocomelon is trying to actually sway views? Again, there has been propaganda and different people trying to get involved in elections and to try to get certain people to vote certain ways. But what if Cocomelon is starting this early? Literally, with them molding these young children's brains, they could make them, when they grow up, the adults who have more power to do things like voting, other things like taxes, and have credit cards and have money. They could make these children do certain things just because when they were young, they watched a video. And you may think, oh, those children, their mind will be developed, then they'll be able to do that. Watching things when you are young, videos, things, it can leave permanent scarring on your brain. And there's a bunch of research that shows this. So, what could the next generation look like? What will happen to Gen Alpha? Because Gen Alpha is the generation that has been watching Cocomelon. So, what will define Gen Alpha? Will mistakes be made? Will actions be taken due to Cocomelon's propaganda? What will happen with this much power over such a large audience of hundreds of millions of people? All these little kids who will later become adults, they could literally control the entire government. They could take over so much. They could influence what decisions they make. They could take their money. They could leave permanent scarring. And all this is actually possible. It's not like I'm just making this up. And this is another crazy fact. So if you don't know, in a recent video, Mr. Beast actually said that he would actually run for president. But if you actually calculate, as of right now, Mr. Beast is not old enough to run for president. So if you calculate the first election year that he'll actually be able to run for president is 2036. So Mr. Beast 2036. But even crazier, if you actually look at Cocomelon, again, as I said, the kids are toddlers around now. Now that 2036 is in 15 years. Now, if we add 15 to like, let's say 3 or so, well, with that, with an average toddler of like 3 to anyone from 3 to 9 who watches Cocomelon, in 15 years, they will be old enough to vote. So what if Cocomelon, one of their directors, producers, is going to run for president? That will give them a lot of votes from young people that they have control over right now. And they'll still be pretty young, like in their 20s or 18, 19. So they'll be have the influence more scarred on them, but even after, even when they're become fully developed adults, that brain will be permanently scarred on their brain. The knowledge and stuff, the propaganda from the cocomelon videos that they watched them when they were young will permanently be scarred them. Things will be developed and sometimes this happens unintentionally. Like this can happen in many cases when people watch specific things unintentionally. Like people could make a movie and they didn't want it to cause a problem, mental problems to people, but it can. Same thing with Cocomelon. So I'm not trying to say specifically that and call them out and say, you did this wrong. No, I'm saying that because of what they're doing and because all these children are watching this, it can cause problems to these children later in their life. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. It's pretty crazy, like some stuff that I don't really understand, and it's a little stretched too far, but it was ideas that I actually spent a lot of time thinking about, and really it shows that you can mold a brain when it's younger more than when it's older. So their approach would actually give them more influence over time because younger brains are easier to influence than older brains. And then over time, that will leave permanent scarring on their brains. So then when they're adults and they do have the ability to do stuff like voting, then they could change the world with good or with bad. So again, with great power comes great responsibility. I don't know how Cocomelon's going to use it. In my opinion, I'm honestly against Cocomelon, and I like the better side of YouTube. I'm talking about Mr. Beast. I'm talking about Mr. Beast. Yeah, Mr. Beast is just the definition of the good side of YouTube. Yeah. And Cocomelon is part of the bad side, along with T-Series. And a video coming up on T-Series too, because they actually did a lot of illegal stuff. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe because I post a bunch of our videos like this, doing weekly uploads, showing you some crazy stuff, whether it comes to conspiracy theories, whether it comes to science, diving into so much stuff, and more crazy videos coming soon. So, thank you for watching. Now let's get into that dope outro.